Hey everyone, welcome to Just Popped in My Head. Today I want to talk about something real, something raw, something that doesn't come with easy answers or guaranteed happy endings. Life sucks. Let's just put it out there from the very beginning. Sometimes life hurts in ways that are indescribable. Sometimes life feels like it has thrown you into a storm you never signed up for. And sometimes, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you play by the rules, things just don't work out the way you hoped they would. That's the reality. But here's the twist I want us to sit with today. Life sucks. And that's okay. Because if we wait for life to be perfect before we start living it, we'll never live at all. And life is too short, too fragile, too unpredictable to waste waiting for a fairy tale ending that may never come. I know, it doesn't sound comforting at first. Who wants to hear that it's okay for life to be hard? But stay with me. Because when we really lean into this truth, something powerful happens. We stop expecting perfection. We stop waiting for some guaranteed happy ending that was never promised in the first place. And we start to actually live. We live not in spite of the pain, but alongside it, with it, and sometimes even because of it. Growing up, we're conditioned to believe that if we play by the rules, if we work hard, if we're kind and patient, life will reward us. It's like an unwritten contract. Do what's right and good things will come. Study hard and you'll get the dream job. Be loyal in your relationships and you'll have a fairy tale romance. Work with integrity and your business will flourish. That's what we're taught to expect. But then reality shows up and ruins the script. Because the truth is, life doesn't always work like that. There are people who lie, cheat, and manipulate. And somehow, they're the ones who climb to the top. There are people who break every moral code, and yet their lives look easier, shinier, more successful. And you look at yourself, tired and drained from trying to do the right thing, and wonder, why am I the one struggling? Why do they get the reward? That's when bitterness tries to creep in. That's when you start to believe that maybe being good isn't worth it, that maybe kindness is a weakness. But here's the truth. The outcome doesn't define the worth of your effort. Doing the right thing is valuable in itself, even if the world doesn't clap for you. And then there's the loss. Let's be honest, nothing in life can prepare you for the pain of losing someone you love. Whether it's a parent, a sibling, a friend, or someone who simply held a piece of your heart, loss shakes you to the core. It's like life snatches away part of your identity and expects you to keep moving. The phone calls that stop, the empty seat at the dinner table, the quiet moments where you instinctively reach out to text someone, only to remember they're not there anymore. That ache doesn't just fade away, it reshapes you. And the way it reshapes you is a reminder that time is limited, that we don't get to hit rewind, which is exactly why we have to live now. With the people still here, with the dreams still possible, with the love we still get to give. I've come to realize that loss is the price of love. And it hurts so much precisely because love mattered so deeply. Losing someone doesn't mean you've lost them entirely, though. They live in your stories, in your laughter, in the small habits they left behind. But the grief reminds you how fragile life really is. And in that fragility, there's a strange kind of beauty. Because it pushes you to live the days you do have more fully, more intentionally. And what about the failures? Let's talk about that too. Because life has this way of throwing rejection at you, sometimes over and over again, until you question your own worth. Maybe you poured your soul into a business and it didn't take off. Maybe you studied hard, applied for jobs, and still heard no 100 times. Maybe you gave your heart to a dream and it just didn't happen. And here's the thing, failure doesn't define you. It's so easy to let our identity get wrapped up in outcomes, to believe that if something failed, we are failures. But that's not the truth. Failure is just data. It's feedback. It's life saying, try again, try differently, or maybe try something new. but it never says you're not enough. Think of some of the most influential people in the world. Almost all of them have a history of things not working out, failed businesses, broken relationships, rejected manuscripts, missed opportunities, but they kept moving. Not because they didn't feel the sting of failure, but because they refused to let that sting define them. And neither should you, because every day you're alive is a fresh chance. Failure is a moment. It's not a lifetime sentence. Don't let a closed door convince you there aren't more doors waiting for you to open. This is where the song Goodness of God comes into the picture. Now, I know some of you may not believe in God, and that's okay. This isn't about convincing you to believe something you don't, but I want to share why this song matters to me. When I'm at my lowest, when the grief is heavy, when the failures feel personal, when the unfairness of the world feels suffocating, I listen to this song. It's a reminder, a lifeline, a whisper that even in the fire, even in the darkness, there is something bigger than my pain. For me, those lyrics about faithfulness and goodness remind me to keep going, to keep breathing, to keep living. For you, maybe it's a different song, a poem, a memory, or even just the sound of laughter. Whatever it is, find that thing that anchors you when life tries to drag you under. Because those anchors aren't just about survival. They're about helping you remember that your story is still unfolding. That even in the darkest chapters, there are pages left to write, and you are the one who gets to write them. By choosing to live, let's circle back to unfairness, because that's one of the hardest parts of life to accept. The truth is, good people don't always win. Honest people don't always get rewarded. Loving people sometimes get left behind. And yet, here's what I believe. Unfairness doesn't erase meaning. Yes, the world is unfair. Yes, it will break your heart. Yes, sometimes it will feel like everything you touch crumbles. But none of that invalidates the value of living with integrity, of being kind, of showing up with love. Because at the end of the day, you're not here to outcompete everyone else. You're here to live your life as fully as you can with the time you've been given. And here's the thing, your life is yours alone. No one else can live it for you. That's your gift, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. So live it. Don't give your days away to bitterness or envy. Give them to living. So, life sucks, but we live anyway. We live with grief still in our bones because love is worth remembering. We live with failure still on our record because dreams are worth chasing. We live with unfairness still heavy in the world because kindness is worth giving. And living doesn't have to look perfect. Sometimes it's small steps, getting out of bed, calling a friend, taking a walk, daring to dream again. Those small acts are proof that you haven't given up. They're proof that you're still alive and still choosing life, even when it's hard. And we live because as long as there is breath in your body, there is life to be lived. That means being kind to yourself, letting go of the pressure to have it all figured out, letting yourself rest, laugh, cry, and start again. It means being kind to others too, because you never know the battle someone else is fighting. It's not about pretending life is easy. It's about choosing to live fully, even when it isn't. Maybe the point isn't a happy ending. Maybe the victory is simply choosing to keep living with all the life you have, even when life isn't fair, even when it hurts, even when you don't feel like you're winning. Because that's where real strength is found, not in avoiding the storm, but in walking through it with grace. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. So, life sucks, and that's okay. It's okay because life doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. It's okay because loss doesn't erase love. It's okay because failure doesn't erase worth. It's okay because unfairness doesn't erase kindness. And as long as you're still here, breathing, alive, you have something powerful. You have another chance to live, to love, to try again. That power is choice, the choice to live anyway, to laugh again, to try again, to hope again, to take one more step, even when yesterday knocked you down. That is the greatest victory, choosing life over and over, no matter how many times it hurts. So today, let's not chase perfection. Let's not demand a guaranteed happy ending. Instead, let's live with what we have while we have it. And let's do it with kindness for ourselves and for others, because even when life sucks, life is still worth living. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thank you for listening to Just Popped in My Head. Until next time.